I am Stephanie. I am the brand experience manager here at MedSpa Distributors. One of the things I do is put on these webinars for you guys. I also help with any protocols, mixing and matching the brands, which is one of my favorite things to do, and what we're going to be talking about today. And all the ladies you see on the screen have been with us as MedSpa Distributors clients of ours for many, many years. They have tons of experience. I should have added up how many years we have together. It'd be a lot. So use us while you've got us. We're going to show and highlight some of the equipment and products that have been very successful for all of us on the screen over the years. So I'm going to let you guys tell a little bit about yourself. So we'll kind of go around the circle. I'm not sure who's where. Let's start with Christine. Christine, give you a little introduction on yourself there.
Hi, everybody. Yes, my name is Christine, and I'm the owner of Skin and Soul Sanctuary in Stony Brook, Long Island. I've been an esthetician for about, I think, 18 years. I'm so glad I got to meet Pam and the family. I would say that my passion and what I love to do is microcurrent. That is my passion. I also am very big into age management. And I was part of the Skin Games with Pam and the family back in 2019. And I think, is there anything else that I should add? I just let me know.
Yeah, she's going on the road with us too. She's come
Yep.
down to see us in Charlotte, so she's no stranger to these type of webinars and continuing education. So she knows the value in what the community like this can provide of sharing tips and tricks for each other. So next up, how about Janice? How about you, babe? A little intro on you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So I have been with MedSpa Distributors going on 4 years now. I own Amore J Studios. I'm in Southern California, and our specialty is holistic acne care with sensory safe and ADA compliance in the treatment room. So I have had the opportunity to use a lot of lines from MedSpa Distributors in our protocols like Hale and Hush, even Victoria Deanne, things like that. So I've gotten to see the benefits of having a distributor. I preach having a distributor is imperative for especially new and solo estheticians because you guys offer so much outside of the treatment room and outside of just ordering from you guys. So I love it. I love it here. I love the team.
Awesome. And another member of my dream team there, I've got Lana Soy joining us. We've had her with us for a couple years now. So a little bit about yourself as well, Lana.
Hi, I'm Lana Soy. I own Skin by Lana in St. John, Indiana, which is right outside of Chicago. I have been an esthetician for going on 7 years now, and I've been with Med Spa Distributors for three since I opened up my own business back in 2020, whatever, 2023, I think. So, one of my favorite things to do is microdermabrasion. There's so many different ways you can do it, even with somebody with sensitive skin, and I love the diamond home for that reason and all the other products that we can kind of use to go along with it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's traveled with us too. Another one that's would come to Vegas and hung out with us when we did the suite party that time. Yeah, so you may have seen her face in our booth. You may have seen all of these ladies in the booth occasionally. So they're no stranger to helping our crowd. So we're gonna and then Pam, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and give a little rundown of your history with all these products? Why not?
That's way too long. So started the business a long time ago, and the very beginning start was when I was a vice president of a distributorship, and then the opportunity came to have my own distributorship. And Andrea was just out of college at that point, and I would not have started the company if she wouldn't have been there to help me. Her life, though, took her to many places. So Stephanie joined our crazy family, and then she got hooked on it, got her esthetician license, and the rest is history there. So now it's like the three of us or like the core team, and then we got all of our buddies, which I call all three of these people here my good buddies and friends, and some may call me mama, but so but it's grown. The distributorship actually started with diamond tone microdermabrasion, and then over the years, that's where the growth has happened from there to all the other things that we do have, including newer items to us, the Skin One Pro, the Juvasonic, obviously microcurrent has been a long steady. Gosh, Christine, that's been a lot of years, huh? So
Yeah.
in that machine
2007, I think it was.
yeah, yeah. And
Mm.
I mean,
Amazing.
such a reliable machine. So that's the one thing that I look for in equipment is longevity and that they do what they're supposed to do. So that's kind of, a big factor for us before we bring anything on. And we don't bring anything on easily. We have a long study time before we bring it on. Back in the day, there was a scrubber, and we considered bringing it on, but we wanted to do more testing with it before we did. And so we kind of missed out on that one. So sometimes we might miss out on something that was really good, but that's come and gone and we're still here. So, and it's neat because there are new things that we're finding that we can use. Some of them aren't as expensive as they used to be, that we can find that we can use as estheticians to accomplish what we want to too. So there's a lot there. And then brands, a lot of our brands that you all are familiar with and use one, two, maybe all of our brands and how they can work together. So, and I also want you to think about, we have someone here from New York, Indiana, and California.
Mm.
So we distribute all over the US. This gives you an idea. So what I wanted, the thought of this is because they are from different areas. A lot of times people ask me like, well, how much would you charge for this service? Well, again, that's regional depending on where you're at, because, Christine's, overhead for a space in New York is going to possibly be a whole lot more in cost than, say, if I had somebody from South Carolina here, where, the real estate and everything. California is super expensive, closer to Chicago, maybe too. So, it gives you an aspect of there's all kinds of different factors. We can all do the same treatment, but we may have to have different pricing because of area that we're located in. So in weather can have an effect too on how you're going to do a treatment. So we may have to vary what products we're using depending on what part of the country you're in too. So that's the reason why I thought this would be really cool having these three on here, because we can all be doing the same things, but we may have to vary it some depending on a lot of different factors. So for that, Stephanie, I'll let you have it back.
Yeah. So we're just going to dive right into it. We're going to kind of go device by device and talking about how the products intermingle with those. So jumping right in with microcurrent. And the specific microcurrent that we're going to be referring to is the Clairblend Jeunesse. We've been working with them for many, many years. The reason we like this one is it's so personalized to the client. We find that exact moment where it matches their client, and it's just it takes the service to a whole nother level when it's specifically for them. So Christine, I know it's your baby. So I wanted to start with you on how you've integrated that into and made it really the heart and soul of your business and do quite a bit there. So who is your clientele? Who is the service great for, and how have you had success mixing and matching with I know Helen Hush is certainly involved in this success. So I'm just going to let you kind of just preach for a minute. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to just say that I was a physical therapist assistant before I was an esthetician. So I've worked with microcurrent. And when I went on my journey of trying to find a microcurrent that fits me, the the main thing about Clairblend Jeunesse was not only the personalized training that you got and also the phone calls that you could make, but also that you're able to adjust the current and the frequency to adjust to your client. And I'm trained for med spa distributors, and I've been around my area, and I can see where I have to go to the lowest setting in order to accommodate the client, and they still get a lift. So the clients that I see here in treatment room are mostly in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And they are all looking for a lift. So we know that microcurrent re-educates the muscles, but it also stimulates the ATP, which gives the look of your skin. It just brightens the skin and it makes you look alive. And no matter what you do, you're always going to have an amazing result. And it's the quick wow factor. And how I incorporate the products, Hale and Hush is in every facial for me. The cleanser, the moisturizer, the serums, but two of the best things is the Victoria Deanne peptides, where you can layer the lift and the tone. And then also, guys, I'm telling you, I love the eye peptide. The eye peptide, you see the results really quickly. It's one of, the one that I sell the most. So when layering with the peptides, you're letting them sit in and get in, you're using the energy of microcurrent to help push them even deeper. And that's what we want to do. And then again, Hale and Hush is in everything. And then the Belmondo mask, the sheet mask, you can get the clips and you can run the current over that, which is a great benefit. And it just not only adds to the serums in the mask, but it also helps to penetrate them even more. So that's, I mean, I never get bored of it.
Yeah.
I love seeing the before and after pictures, and so do the clients. It's like, wow. So definitely
Yeah.
something to add into your arsenal because it's one of those quick wow factors.
And
Yeah.
those that do or do not have the Jeunesse, the thing is the name of it, everybody's like, I cannot pronounce the name of it, right? Of course, Christine and I were doing it for all this time, right? But the thing is what does it mean? It means youthful in French. And that was how they came up with it, because the two owners are both part French by heritage. So for them, Jeunesse was the perfect name for this machine, because that's with the microcurrent. Like when Chris is doing it, she's getting that lift. She's helping the youth of the skin. So that's why it's called Jeunesse.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Fun fact.
How about you, Janice? Don't you have you've got some experience with the Jeunesse there too?
I do. So I was actually fortunate enough to have you guys help me with my case study this year. So we used it for Bell's palsy, and she had the Clear Blend for home use also. But I should update you guys. We are 7 months out from her completion, and her jaw movement is still where she was at the end of the study and everything. She uses the Clear Blend twice a night at for home care, but it did really well with the lymphatic drainage, like everything that microcurrent was supposed to do, it did with that. So it does perform the way we are wanting microcurrent to perform.
So she basically was droopy on one side, and then she's gained back some of that. Is that correct?
Yeah, so she had her Bell's palsy episode 7, almost 8 years ago, and she just never regained function in that side. Now she has the twitches, and she has a little bit of movement in her jaw. She's a teacher, and she says she can actively feel her jaw moving now. And she also said that now, before it was her family noticing that she was twitching, now she can actually kind of feel it herself. So she's really, really happy. And then we mixed it with an herbal remedy to help with inflammation in the body. So my goal was to help microcurrent to help with the nerve muscle connection, the cortisol relief to help with the facial nerve, and the two are working beautifully for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I think that you're going to find all of these have their little side magic potions too. So we're not saying it's just microcurrent that does something, or just microderm, or just this or that. They're taking their experience and they're working some with gut health and herbs and different things too, more with the gua sha, things of that sort too. So just to give you an honest answer, it's a combo thing here that you're going to find that's going to resonate through all of them.
Mhm. Yeah, that was, like I said, we wanted also for you guys to see the different ways that this machine is being used. Yes, of course, for aesthetic purposes, but we also have the clients with the Bell's palsy, things like that, so that you can expand your toolbox of how to help these clients. May not have even may have not connected the dots until you hear another esthetician has already connected those for you. So that's why we like to do these sessions too. Is here's what else we've done with it. In fact, I would like to share, and this is anecdotal. So this is more for you as an owner of the machine. But I suffer from migraines and they're awful. So do this to yourself. I don't recommend it as a service. I just want to share what I know. I like the gloves and I wet the fingers and I massage right here. And it's just enough to distract me enough from the pain. So I've been passing that tip around and down for years. Again, I wouldn't put it on your menu. Don't recommend that you don't say you cure headaches, but when you have one, turn the machine up. You do want to feel it a little bit, but just a tiny little temple massage. So there's a little tip. Anyway.
Oh, what a great
And I
title.
used it on my foot.
Yeah.
Remember, Pam? I used it on my foot.
She broke her foot and she's like, okay, what is in? So she did some research and found out what, we wanted to set the machine at. And so, yeah, we have a great time with experimental on ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to add in what
Exactly.
Denise had said about Bell's palsy. That is so amazing that you're doing that, because when I was a physical therapist assistant, it was back in like 1997, and that's what we did. And then now it's obsolete. When you go to PT, they're like, "What is microcurrent?" So I'm so glad that you're utilizing it, because it really does help, and it's such a rewarding thing to see your client feel better, and then also for them to feel better. So that's amazing, Janice.
Yeah, she was actually told that there was no remedies for her. So when I pitched the case study to her, I was like, it was created for Bell's palsy. And she looked at me, she's like, no one has ever mentioned this to me. So she was on board. She was like, if you need me to sing the ABCs backwards 3 times a day, I'll do it. Like, so she was so excited, but it worked in her favor and she looks great. Everything is so symmetrical now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It is. That's so awesome. And I bet you, was that one of the case studies? Because Janice, you are in many of the skin games, right?
Yes, that one did make top 10. So that one, acne and holistic, I made top 10 this year.
Awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so it's in the Skin Games. If you don't know what that is, it's a international competition, and like I said, Christine's been in it, Janice has been in it, Lana has attended it, and so it's an experience that I really can't describe everything to you that happens there, and it's just gets bigger and bigger every year, and it will be in Dallas. Stephanie and I will both be there at it, so I am a judge. I had to pick a category that I didn't have anybody in, so I am in the new esthetician I didn't advise or talk to about anything, so, or sponsored, or so it's like, she goes, how about new esthetician? I'm like, I think that's safe. Yeah, we'll do that one. So, but it's a lot of fun, and we've been doing it for multiple years, and like I said, this year it will be in Dallas, and I think is it the 10th year?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 10th year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
Crazy.
leads me into our next device. We're taking our microderm with us to Dallas this year, and I will be comboing it with some Helen Hush and some Victoria Deanne for some tattoo brightening sessions. Everybody wears those beautiful sparkly dresses for the award show, so I'm going to be showing in person how to brighten those up, specifically using the Helen Hush enzymes, kind of getting all that dead skin off the surface, then doing a quick microderm, then using the hydro wands with the remedy oil to push that down in there. So those are some thoughts I've been having with it. Lana, I was going to turn it over to Lana, who the microderm is her baby. So same thing we did with Christine. I want to turn it over to Lana to talk about how it's been such a foundation in the services she offers for her business.
Yes. So I love it. I've been using it now for about 2 years. And so when I have clients come in, they might come in for a regular facial once a month. They're like, how can I just get a little bit brighter? I'm like, well, let's do the microdermabrasion on you today. And I've got a fabulous device and it's diamond tone. So we do that. And then depending on what they're wanting, if they're wanting brighter, if they want hydration, they have a lot of great serums for that. And it's even great for our acne clients too. You think we don't want to do microdermabrasion, but we can. And there's a great blemish fighter serum that you can get with it too. And it has all the salicylic acid and the other, oh, I don't know if my thing went off. Okay, salicylic acid and some other great ingredients that fight acne. So it gets the brighter client. So I actually did 2 yesterday and 1 today. So the one that I did today is my very sensitive client, reactive to just about everything. So I used the tip, the more gentle tip on her. And then the second one for the hydro part of it is it's like it's for sensitive skin. So it's, I don't know what you guys call it, but it's
Smooth
the
one.
tip. The smooth tip,
Yeah.
yes. And so she can also have the same service that her sister-in-law is getting, but a little bit more sensitive for her. And she loves it. And so she'll come in she gets that done about maybe every 3 months. And then she does her regular facials throughout, every 4 weeks. So she loves that. And I love doing the service. And there's so many options that you can put into the vial for the hydration part of it. So whatever serum you like the best, or whatever protocol you're working on. So what I do is most clients anyway, I will start with the double cleanse and then I do a dermaplane if they want that service. And then I add that on to the cost. And then I do an enzyme. And my favorite enzyme right now, I'm not going to remember the name of it. So let me grab it because I'm at work, but it is the Incredible Enzymes by Hale and Hush. Oh my goodness, the smell of it. It's like berries. So I got it for Valentine's Day, thinking it was going to be just that for that month. No, it's here. It's staying. It is so amazing and it's very effective. I find it to be a very strong, gentle enzyme. And my sensitive client from earlier, she can use it because she's a little sensitive to the pineapple and papaya one. So of another brand. So it works out great. And then
Yeah.
I will do the microdermabrasion, and then I finish it with moisturizer, and then some SPF just to protect the skin, which is the Tizo, which I absolutely love. As everyone knows, that's my absolutely favorite product in the whole wide world because it's a primer. So we use it instead of makeup.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
So,
They even
yeah.
have a new one now it's more for a variety. It goes from light, medium, medium deep, and deep. So you can those that may be looking for a darker shade, that's for that because
Yeah.
none of us, we want it to try to match as much as possible to whatever our skin tones are. So
Right.
they have so many different ones that, do you want one that's kind of clear? There's so many ones. And that's the one thing is we've got Tizo is probably the most popular line that we have for sun protection, but a couple other brands that we have too, and there's one that's really popular too. Sport is popular, one too, Sport Shield. So and then I can't say enough though about how good the Tizo brands are. They're super popular.
Mhm.
And I like that they give us samples too.
Yeah. And I like that I get samples.
Yes, I like it. I like that.
We
'Cause,
love the samples.
yeah, samples are important to be able to match, or like with the Helen Hush, they want you to have samples to make sure that you start them with a sample so that see if they have any skin sensitivities to it before they actually purchase it. So, yeah. So what else you got for us? Miss Stephanie. That's
Yeah. Another service that's gained quite a bit of popularity and our estheticians have been loving is nano channeling. And now it's time for Janice and I to pick up the pom-poms because we are two of the biggest cheerleaders for this next device that we're going to talk about, which is the Skin One Pro. I love it so much, and I love Victoria Deanne so much that I wrote a protocol combining the two into a home care kit for estheticians. It's called the Collab Kit, and it's a great way for this device to be introduced to your clients to use at home. But I also wrote a protocol for you to use it in the treatment room. So I kind of discuss it both ways. So we're going to start within the treatment room. I love it in the treatment room. There's a certain size tip that you guys can use in the treatment room versus the home use. And what it does is it creates micro channels that we can get those serums down deep into the skin. And I like to combo that before microcurrent. But basically make those channels, lay down those serums, let them wiggle down in there, and then turn the microcurrent on and supercharge them. So that's how I like to combine that. And I know Janice has some fun finesse ways to do Skin One Pro too. So I'm gonna turn it over to her as well.
Funny you say that because my Bell's palsy case study was nano channeling with microcurrent.
Yeah.
So yes, it does work. It does amazing for the skin. Nano channeling, the way I tell everybody, it's like when you plant a seed and you do the little like boop, 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 and then you put the seed in. That's what you're doing with all of these peptides and things like that. So Victoria Deanna is a really big one. And what I like is that the inflammation response is so minimal when it comes to nano channeling versus micro channeling. And that's where I like to stay is controlling the inflammation that my clients are experiencing, because that can make or break how their system responds to the actives that we're using too. So like even in the treatment room, I might use a home care tip on somebody who's a little bit more on the reactive side, because it's going to give me that reaction that the skin needs to have, but it's going to do it at a controlled rate. So nanochanneling, I think as it continues to grow, it's going to take over our industry. I love it.
I do too. It's such an alternative to micro needling. We don't need that, and the clients don't know that they don't need that until they experience nano channeling. So if you're not familiar with nano channeling versus micro needling, we're talking a day's downtime versus a week's downtime for that, and the glow that you get. The Skin One glow is just hard to describe. Jeanette, I know
If,
Janice
if
knows
I
what I'm
should,
talking about.
Yeah, if I could add to, I have some clients that did micro channeling, and we didn't get very much results with like boxcar scarring and things like that. But when I went into nano channeling, I realized that was where I made the connection with the inflammatory response, because some of those clients did have some autoimmune issues like HS and things like that. And I've realized that even clients that might have an autoimmune, if they're controlled and they have the okay, it does what microchanneling would do without being contraindicated for them.
Nice.
And being
Yes.
that most of our clients, we do have doctors and nurses and such that in this audience too, but for most of us that are esthetician, we need to make sure that we're working within our scope of practice. And the nano channeling does fit that for most states. So, but
Especially California.
tell you though, don't count out the fact that first time you do, even with the Skin One Pro, your client might get red, and you need to let them know that, because they may think it's nothing, but that first time, there's so many times that we've been talking to clients that have the Skin One Pro. It's like, yeah, it feels like nothing, but trust me, it's doing something. And there's so many things that we hear, I would say, that we have at Med Spa that doesn't hurt, but it's doing something. So it's like, trust us on this.
They really do pack a punch, and they don't have to hurt, and they don't have to look like you just left your appointment. There are ways.
Well, Stephanie left us. Maybe she'll get to come back to us.
I can kind of take off. I think where she was trying to say is she was talking about how it packs a punch, right? So a lot of clients they're used to that, like peeling like a snake, effect. And when I tell them, I'm like, that's the difference between trauma and cell regeneration. We want to create new cells, but that doesn't mean you have to hide for a few days. Like you can live your life too. So that's where I'm in California, I'm in LA. So, everybody wants to be able to go to a meeting and go here and go there right afterwards. So Skin One Pro fits that perfectly.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
a esthetician friend, Pam, you probably know who she is, I'll tell you later, who got pig skin and she got dye and she used microcurrent, micro needling over it, and then nano needling. And with the nano needling, the dye went deeper in the skin.
So isn't that interesting? Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and that was how smart and
right.
like
Right. To
it's like
come up. Yeah.
wow, that's really checking things out, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we kind of, we pick things. It's not that I'm against micro channeling. If that's what you want to do and you can do it and you get results with it, happy for you. It's just for most of the ones that I know, I want to make sure that it's something that we can all use. And I keep hearing that they're getting better results with the channeling. So I love
Remember
that.
when we were down in North Carolina, and there, if you heard, there was a nurse that had went to a microneedling. They brought up microneedling. There was a bunch of doctors, and they were talking about when we age, how our growth factors slow down. So the healing time takes longer than it does when you were younger. And I think that that's what I started finding, even with myself. I stopped doing it. I think it's for a certain client, but for me, I don't know. I just felt like it harmed the skin. And I never went deep either with microneedling, but the nano needling definitely it goes down in the pig skin.
I'm
So
back.
yeah,
Sorry, guys. Battery
that's
died.
cool. We just went on without you. We're like,
I
oh,
know.
she'll get back. She'll get back to us.
Yep.
So we've just basically talked about all of the reasons why we like the micro, channeling versus others, and we haven't talked about the Juvasonic yet. So I assume that's probably where you're going next.
It is. It is. It's one of our other favorite ways to infuse serum with minimal damage. We're having a lot of success putting it into the scalp health category, but also on the face too. Especially after microderm, before the microcurrent. I'm sure you're sensing a theme here. We've been layering devices with the products for quite a while, mixing and matching. So I personally am having a lot of luck with the Victoria Deanne serums in the Juvasonic, and also the Dermastart ampules. Those are convenient because they're already pre-filled, ready to go. And I have two options there. I have the root cause, which is for scalp treatments, and I also have the dermal remodel, which is for collagen and fibroblast stimulation for those facial anti-aging treatments. So the device itself, I actually have mine here with me. And Janice has been incorporating it in with scalp too. So basically, you've got your Juvasonic here. Your ampules go in here, and you can fill them with whatever you choose. But like I said, the Dermastart ones come already filled. So Janice has been incorporating this into her scalp protocol. So I'll turn it over to her for some practical experience and tips on Juvasonic incorporation.
Yeah, so if you've seen the forehead line that has been circulated with those ampules, that is actually my Bell's palsy case study. So she was a very successful case study this year.
Right.
One happy candidate.
Yes. When we noticed that she had a fuller hairline, she was like, she goes, "Is it me or is there more hair?" And I was like, "No, there's more hair." And then we realized the correlation. So we did a postpartum mom that was doing postpartum hair loss. All her hair is back now. She's a lot younger, so she was able to regenerate a lot faster. And then I have another one who is entering menopause and was losing hair, and the scalp health has been revived. Now we're kind of spacing out her treatments, but she is getting a lot of her hair back. So it's really good for just feeding into that scalp. And I like that the Juvasonic isn't isn't harsh on anybody who is scared of channeling. I know that's a scary word for some people still. So my menopausal client in particular was afraid of needles. So she was happy that we were able to offer some things that weren't as intense.
Hmm. And I'm having luck getting the Helen Hush Mandelic serum to go through it as well. So I have another option for a much more gentle acne treatment for my daughter. My daughter's 13, and we just need a little bit of uh, light acne protection there, and it's been really good there. So that's how we've been using it. I wanted to hint on too. I've been using the root cause professionally in the Juvasonic, but also incorporating that into some home care with the Copper Tide Mist and the Skin One Pro. So again, all of these things become part of this ecosystem of what we're doing in the treatment room and what they're doing at home. So I just wanted to mention that too, that I've been kind of stacking those and getting really good results too, especially right in here in the temple area. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you guys about another device that we have that's in the mix too, called the Theradome. That has really been the firecracker, I think, in my routine. It's a laser helmet that your clients can wear 2 to 3 times a week for about 20 minutes. But it's just, like I said, it's just the icing on the cake for that. It's just getting all of that going. So I'll spritz with the Copper Tide Mist and then wear the laser helmet in addition to nanoing it in addition to infusing in the root cause. So I'm just layering it all on, and my results have been really nice. So if you guys are interested in that conversation, bringing that type of thing into your business, I've been having that discussion. We've been successful bringing that in. So we can help you with that, with either with the devices you already have, with just bringing in particular products, but we're open to that too. Like I said, you can see that we're layering and stacking a lot of these devices and tips and products. So let us know what you need.
Notice
Um,
you said laser helmet too. Laser red. We do use LED and infrared, red, blue, at different times on different things that we're doing too in a lot of our treatments. But this particular device that she's talking about is a home use device because you wouldn't want to have to come to a facility. So it's only,
it is,
yeah.
yes.
So then that way you take and use that at home, and then you do these other professional treatments in the office. So, but you can sell it to your client directly.
Yes. This
So,
is a client that wants that lifestyle, that wants you to have all these gadgets, and they want to get all the gadgets from you and have you professionally tell them how to use it with all of your gadgets and tools. So I've been working with a lot of estheticians incorporating things like this into their pricing for their professional treatments, so that this is part of it, things like that. So that's part of what we do too, not just treatment room, but how do we make all this retail successful too? So couldn't have a conversation about hair growth and scalp without talking about the Theradomes. So
so Janice, just so she's in between flights, she's joining us from an airport, just to give you guys an idea, which we appreciate that she's doing. But if she has to go catch her plane at any time, we understand. So, so just
I got 15 more minutes before we board. So
yeah.
So
that was basically the combos that I wanted to go through. And like I said, you can see how we've layered these things up. Did we leave any combos out? Or is there any star pupils that you guys want to talk about that's really shining that we somehow missed?
I do have a suggestion for estheticians that want to get into intimate brightening. Microdermabrasion before applying your exfoliating masks has been a game changer. I've been doing it for 7 years now, and every time it helps because there's so much friction, like hyper friction and skin that can be lifted first, and then you get like that full dose of actives to the actual pigmented skin. I feel like that's a really big tip for the diamond tone.
Yeah, I have one too, if that's okay.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Don't forget that you can use it on the body. I love using it on the feet and on the legs. And I do have people that do come in. And if you have a self-neutralizing acid, you can do the microderm on the legs or on the foot. You got to keep dumping the filter, and then put the acid on, and then finish off with cream, and voila. And also, I love doing what I call better together. So I do, and this is for only certain skins, but I will do the microdermabrasion and then with the Dimetone, which I only trust, and then I will layer on 30% lactic acid, and it's just amazing. I love that combo of mechanical and chemical exfoliation, and but it's gentle, it's light.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, there's tons of uses. Even full body before spray tan artists are getting in on it too.
Yep,
That way you get a nice
yep.
even glow. So there's tons of uses for it. And like she said, better together. That microderm first and then microcurrent combo. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I did want to mention that where we're going to be, Pam and I in the universe, we're going to be in New York City this weekend for the Be
And so
Well.
Chris.
So we'll be at the Diamond Tone booth. If you want to stop by and see some of this in action, we'll have some of the Helen Hush products out too. So stop by and see us there. Coming up in Dallas, we'll be at the Skin Games. Like I mentioned, we'll be doing, I'll be doing those tattoo brightening. I'll have the Skin One Pro with me. I'll have the Juvasonic with me too. Again, piling on those modalities for the results there. So in person there. We will be at the Skin Summit in Columbia, South Carolina, coming up in April, kind of a regional thing there. So if you're in that area, come on out. But I wanted to turn it back over to Christine and Janice to also give them an opportunity to explain the resources that they can be to you and how to find them individually as well. So Christine, I'll give you a moment to kind of share what you have to offer for them.
Yeah, so everybody knows now that microcurrent is my passion. And so I've developed what I call, I guess, a method, like a sculpt method. And so not only can you just do microcurrent with your wands and gloves, but I've also incorporated a way where you can use it with a copper or brass gua sha tool, and the results are amazing, and it's relaxing, and it's different because it's gua sha on steroids. And then also I developed a secret way of utilizing the microcurrent wands and having the current go through your hands while you're giving a facial massage. So that's something that it's, again, its facial massage is very, very big, but to have current run through. And the reason why you know that it's running through, because with the Juness, you can see conductivity. So not all machines do that. So I know that when the light is on, there is current going through. And if I could add, Stephanie, that I train through Med Spa. I also, if anybody wants to reach out to me, I can do trainings. I've done many trainings on Zoom. It's not, there's nothing like hands-on, but you really will get the benefit. And like I watch you, you watch me. It's a whole thing. But I train all of these modalities and proudly using the Juness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. How about you, Janice? Some resources that you have available to estheticians.
Yes, so hopefully you guys can hear me. So I do specialize in ADA compliance and sensory safe protocols. So we treat a lot of teens on the spectrum with acne, and we have a certification course finally coming. So it's 6 years coming of me doing this and 2 years of me refining the protocols and the accommodations that can be done and how to teach it to professionals. So we're launching this April. That's Autism Awareness Month. And of course, everybody that's connected to Mama Pam is going to have some special codes coming to them. And I'm really excited. So if you're wanting to know how to work with the nervous system and healing and how the two actually really meet, that's where you can get help from me. And we are Sensory Safe Society, and you can find us on Instagram. We're going to be promoting everything there.
That's
Cool.
awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. And she will be hanging out a lot at the Med Spa booth at the Skin Games too. And that way because that's just before the release time coming up. So she can give you more information there too. And of course, if you guys want information about how to contact any of the three directly, because I'm going to tell you what Lana got married the last year, right?
Yes.
And uh Chris, her husband, it's now, see, it's hard for me to say husband because it's but Chris has done is a photographer. And a lot of our events, or a lot of times that we've, like when we were at the ASCP Awards, he brings his camera and he does really great photography. So, like if you're needing headshots, things of that sort, and different pictures for your social media, this is a good person to know. He makes you shine, doesn't he, Lana, when it comes to pictures?
Absolutely.
She's beautiful in pictures, but he makes sure that you just don't, how sometimes the photographers, they just take a picture and you're like, oh, I really don't like how I look. He'll to be like, okay, I need you to turn your head this way. I know it seems like weird and awkward, but it'll make a beautiful picture. That's what Chris does. And together as a team now, they can do a lot on social media, doing like promotions and helping things of that sort too. So, and Lana has a busy practice of her own, and I know that keeps her busy. But give us any more information, Lana, you might want to tell us about yourself.
Oh, well, let's see here. Well, I've been here for 3 years, and I love the fact that I'm able to choose my own products now that I have my own business. It's such a big deal knowing the ingredients and working with a great distributor like you guys. Morals is a big thing for me, so I like to know that I'm working with a company that has morals.
Oh, thanks. I think that, yeah, I think that that's one thing is we'd like to consider ourselves more of like a family.
Yes.
It's like we
Absolutely.
won't bug you and we're not there to just sell you stuff. And of course we're all going to have some other things that we don't just have at Med Spa. There's other things that we don't carry. You've got to carry them too, but they can coordinate and work well together. And actually, Lana turned me on to this little device here, and I actually bought it from Lana. And do you want to tell them about it?
Oh, I'm wearing mine right now. I wear it throughout my workday. Usually, it's called the Vibe by Rizona Health, and it is healing frequency. Just like frequency is all around us in music and in tapping and in vibration. Each organ has a vibration frequency that it likes to live at, and when it gets off, that's when we get ill and we get sick. So I've been using this now for a year and a half, and I have not been sick one time. Now it used to be like, I'd get twice a year, flu or cold or something, and I haven't gotten anything. So when I have a client comes in and sniffling a little bit, I will put the protocol on flu and then again on cold and let that run. And I've been perfectly fine. It's also a device that you can charge your water. You put your cup of water on that and charge it with a good frequency. Also, your moisturizer. So I will charge the moisturizers that last a month. So I will go through my cabinet here at my spa, and I will charge it for anti-aging. So my clients are getting the good anti-aging vibe, I guess you might want to call it. But
Ooh, Lana.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I absolutely love
Oh my
it.
goodness.
Yeah.
Does it help with mood?
It does, and it
Yes.
helps with hormone changes, which we all go through after we're the age of like 38.
It's the same
So
as Andrea.
So I'm
yeah,
just gonna wear it forever.
there's like 52 or so different
So
protocols
many
on it.
different, yeah, I don't know if it'll show up on this,
Is
but
it
yeah.
like the Rife machine in a sense?
It's from the Rife machine originally.
Oh,
So another
beautiful.
company is now making a pocket size that you can, and what I do is I just put it right in my bra and I put it around my neck and put it in my bra and I run my frequencies, my protocols for whatever I need for the day, which I've learned that, I have set frequencies that I need for my own body. And then, like I said, if somebody sneezes near me, I'm going to put on the flu.
Just let me adjust.
Yeah, did you sneeze? Hold on one second. Let me do that.
Right.
And it
That's
works out. It's been
amazing.
working out
That's
great.
great. I'm interested.
Anxiety, it has
So-
anxiety, heart,
Yes,
you know,
they're putting them on race horses. This is their anti-inflammatory for race horses after they do a big run instead of medication.
Nice.
So And I mean, and if y'all have seen, there's so many times where there's been experiments with water and how, certain ways it charges and the even snowflakes or whatever and
Plants, right? When
things,
you say
plants.
you're
Yeah.
stupid, you're wonderful. The
Right,
plants,
right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Self-frequency.
There's
And then
so
I will use this when I do a protocol for even when I'm doing the diamond tome, I will put on wound healing and my clients seem to heal much faster.
So,
Yeah.
so we're open to a lot of different ideas. I can remember when LED first came out, and everybody was like, "That's just a light. What's that going to do?"
Yeah.
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 And it's like, I mean, and now it's like, oh yeah, I've had a lot of experience with that. Where it did XYZ. So I have my story with the LED is my friend, her son had a puppy and the mother died and she had all these puppies and she they didn't have any immune system from the mom and everything of that sort, and she's trying to keep these puppies alive and they were getting sores and such on their body, and so she goes, do you think the red or light would help them and the blue light? And I'm like, me, I always sound kind of mean and rough, and she's, I said, well, it won't hurt to try it, because what's the alternative? And so so she started using the lights on the dogs, and then she took them back to the vets, of course, because they were so tiny, and she's bottle feeding them and everything of that sort to get them going. And I mean, he even asked, he says, what have you done, because they're a lot healthier.
Mhm.
The sores are gone and the whole bit. And she told him, and he's like, I'm gonna have to look into that. So that was many years ago, but that just gives you an idea. It's like, it's like, yeah, you're gonna use that infrared, red, blue, depending on what we're needing it for. So people didn't really think much of it, but now it's a staple, right?
Mhm.
So mana, vibration,
And it's
I'm into it.
And then also the red light therapy, I put it on most of my clients and it's good for dry eye. So they don't have a problem with dry eye that entire day that they've used the red light therapy.
That's
Definitely.
interesting too. Yeah.
Lana, do you I was actually watching videos on that. So you don't have them wear goggles, but because I do see that you are supposed to stare into the light for 3 minutes, but it has to be the right
Wait.
distance. So how do you go about doing that?
It's not necessary to stare into the light. I just take the goggles off of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have dry eye myself, and I started doing it by accident. And I said, why don't I have dry eye today? The only thing I did differently was the red light therapy.
Mm.
And so I started researching it, and sure enough,
Yeah.
it is helpful.
Mhm.
So, Steph, I think that you find that we may need to find out from the audience. It's like, is there do you want to go, in the future, a webinar on a certain protocol where we walk through the whole protocol with our experts and the different things that they do, and kind of branch off from this actual one of generalization. And because I do think that they do a slam dunk for March, by the way, name of the title. So, had to put that in there.
Yeah, if you guys, I would like to have your feedback. If you guys want written protocols, do you guys want to see these? Is it these round tables? Like where can we meet you guys with this information? Because I'm happy to do it. We can certainly come on and have 2 cameras going, have Pam doing the treatment while we walk through it. So there's lots that we can do with these, and I love having these for you guys. So let us know what you guys would like out of them, and we'll make it happen. With that said, we have a few coming up. I want to give you guys a code to go online and pick out any additional class that we have remaining this quarter. That code is Class Pass Q1. No spaces. Class Pass Q1. And coming up, we've got the second half of Peptides 201 with Mark Victoria next Wednesday on March the 11th. Then we're going to take a short little, take a week off while we're in Dallas. And then we're going to come back and have a webinar with Chris from Helen Hush called Generational Wealth and Health. And what that is going to be is how to incorporate Helen Hush and some protocols and devices and services across multiple multiple generations of the same family. So where mothers bring in daughters and bring in their mothers and then husbands, and how we can branch out to really be the skincare provider for the family versus just the client who's on the table for us. So a lot of fun on that one. And a big announcement that you guys are hearing about before really anybody else, I'm letting it sneak. Block your calendars out July 19th and 20th, because that is going to be the next esthetician, etc., where we're going to have 2 days of education. The first, basically down in St. Mary's, Georgia. So instead of coming to you guys, we're having you guys come to our hometown. So we'd love to host you guys in St. Mary's, Georgia. More information coming on that soon, but the dates are going to be July 19th and 20th, if you want to put those down now.
You would fly actually into Jacksonville, Florida. It's the closest airport. But yeah, we want, everybody, all the years we're talking about, where do you live? And I live in Georgia. And they go, oh, up by Atlanta? No, not by Atlanta. I said, it's closer to Jacksonville, Florida. So, then I kid about that we have alligators and things of that sort. So we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to see what it is where we live. So plus we, can plan a lot of fun stuff and do it right here in our little hometown and everything. Then if somebody needs something, wants something, it's close by for us to get.
Yeah. So with that said, I know you guys could have been in your treatment room, but I certainly do appreciate you guys spending the hour with us to go over these combinations, get to know us and our estheticians a little more, and see what you can do with these devices and products with us, that it's not just the items. We mix and match and play with them all the time, and the results are phenomenal when we do so. So thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, everybody.